Yeah, this is the real thing this time, though. Yeah, this is the real thing this time, though. All right, let's go. Let's do this. I'm opening the window because this shirt is hot. Hello, it's Captain Mike Lodano here for you tonight. Hello, Rob. This is a sweaty shirt. Once again, proving once again that I didn't think this through. Because what did I choose to be drinking tonight, folks? While wearing a hot, sweaty shirt, what did I choose to be drinking tonight? Coffee. Yeah, that's right. Coffee. I'm fucked. I am absolutely fucked. We're going to place the Pepsi on the windowsill, because that's where the Pepsi goes to keep it cold. Alright, so how come we only have 2 people? It's because it's not quite 8 yet? Is that why? It's because I've already let the horse out of the stable earlier with the fake live stream. That was just a test. Is that what's going on? What's going on here? How come there's only 2 people watching? Where are you? Where is everybody? Let's go. Let's do this. Let's fucking do this. Lined up for tonight's entertainment, we have a new game. It's going to be called Guess That Nespresso. That's right. Guess That Nespresso. I just got my... Oh, you know what? We can take this down. Can't we? Can't we? Yes, we can. Hey, Brian. How are you? Brian Graven in the house. We can take this down. We don't need it. We're live. A little bit earlier than planned. But isn't that what all men have a problem with? Anyway, it's LeBrain here. Jolene, is that you? Jolene Connaught? Is Jolene Connaught in the house? Because we'd have, that would be cool if she was. Hello, good evening. This evening we have a game planned. The game is afoot. It is called Guess That Nespresso. Because my Nespresso machine just arrived in the mail, we have set it up. I got the deluxe thing with the milk frother, and we are going to be trying some different coffee beverages this evening on Guess That Nespresso. What else do we have going on this evening? I guess, well, that depends on you guys. Depends on you guys. What you want to see. Whatever you want, you will see it. It's not May yet, says Chris Sarr. What are you talking about? It's not May yet. What is that? What are you referring to? Awesome coffee, says Rob Daniels. I'm not sure what Chris Sarr is saying. It's not May yet. It's me! Hiya, says Jolene. How about will it froth? Okay, so, other things we have planned. Tyler Dravonis Helsing in the house. Other things we have planned include show and tell, just like last week. As you can see, we have some new things behind me. That over there, you can't see how fucking huge it is. Oh, your machine wasn't coming till May, Chris Sarr. Good point. That's what it said. That's what it said. I don't know what to tell you. That's what it said. It said May. Dravonis, suffering through week 3 with no work now. Woot woot. What's up, uncle? I'm sorry to hear that, my man. Shitty times all around. I thought you would be working, honestly. I thought you'd be working at a drive-through window or something like that, but... pardon me. That's the Pepsi. John T. Snow. John T. Snow is in the house. And I've wanted to say this. I've said it before. It's my favorite thing in the world to say. I'm going to say it now. You know nothing, Jon Snow! I'm going to show you something tonight. Something big. No, it's just that. That thing's fucking huge. It's huge, I'm telling you. I'll show you how huge it is. It's the size of a baby. A big baby. A huge baby. It's the size of a fucking child. Rob Daniels, you can name this character, I know. That is your job. You have to name this character here. I know you know it. It's huge. Can you hear the joints creaking over the microphone of the camera? I wonder. It's huge. I don't know how much it weighs. Omega Supreme, Rob Daniel. Of course Rob would know. Of course I knew he would know. Rob knows all. Anything that has been on the big screen or even the small screen, Rob Daniels knows. Yes, he does. And after I'm done my live stream, Rob has Visions and Sound at midnight tonight. And shit, I cannot remember what the show tonight is. So I'm going to go to the Visions and Sound Facebook page. Which all of you guys, you know, if you'd listen to me, you'd all go to the Visions and Sound Facebook page. And you'd all join for updates from Visions and Sound. Tonight, Rob is doing 80s month. 80s kids shows. Music from Inspector Gadget, He-Man and Masters of the Universe, Superman, Captain Power and the Soldiers of the Future, and hey, Transformers! Ha-ha! Cross-promotion! Cross-promotion, Rob! Cross-promotion! That's a virtual high five. We cannot do it in person, but we would be doing it in person if we could. Right, Rob? Yes, I know for a fact that he's saying yes. Kevin Semister in the house, thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it. I know you're not much of a Facebooker these days. Then again, this is probably why. If you had that on your Facebook live stream, you'd probably want to fuck off. And Rob is also doing this. This is probably part of the distant high five. The distant high five. Okay, so what I want to know this evening is, what is the most exciting thing that happened to you this week? Leave a comment below, and I shall read the comment. Another thing I thought I would do this evening, and Chris Sarr, I hope you're still watching. I know this is a favorite of yours. I am going to read for you. Reading from the author. Live long and prosper, Kevin Semister. You would probably love Visions and Sound if you have a chance to listen. If you have a chance to listen. Now I'm Sean Connery. If you have a chance to listen. I'm going to read for you tonight a chapter of Record Store Tales. I'm going to read for you chapter 7. Let's start there. See if I can find some nice background music that's not copyrighted, because as Rob Daniels pointed out earlier in a pre-broadcast, Rob Daniels pointed out that the Facebook police will delete the live stream or mute the live stream if there is copyrighted music. So we will be using no copyrighted music tonight. We are only going to play public, well, not public domain, but non-copyrighted. This is Catherine Ladano's album, Masked. Masked. I'm going to read from you Record Store Tales Part 7, A Shitty Story. Get on with it, right? Get on with it. August 1995. Beautiful, warm summer day. The sun was up early, and so was I. It was Sunday, the best day to work at the store. Sunday was just a 4-hour shift, and in the summer, very slow. It was your basic fun day to be at work, cleaning away and listening to tunes in air conditioning. I usually walked to work. I put on some shorts and a big baggy t-shirt and headed out on foot. The best way to cut across this was... I think I just ran into a typo. The best way... Oh no. I know what okay. I'm a shitty writer. The best way, cut across this school and park with 2 baseball diamonds. While walking, I couldn't help but think of how great life was. The sun was out, it was summer. I only had to work 4 hours. My family was at the cottage for that weekend, so I had the place to myself when they got home too. Right in between the first baseball field and the second, I felt my stomach gurgle a bit. I'd had the farts quite a bit that morning, but that was nothing unusual. I continued along my path. It sure was a quiet day in town that morning. I loved the way the sun was shining through the leaves. As the gurgles continued, I entered the mall. I strode down the empty hallway to the big glass window of our store and opened the door. Just when I had closed the door, locked it behind me, and was in an enclosed space, I let off another stinker. It was rotten, like an egg that had just been dropped behind me. It was powerful and sour. They kept coming too, in little squirts here and there. I started to feel crampy. I've picked the right music too. This sounds like farts. I picked out my music for the day, Joe Satriani. Opened the door. It's amazing I remember that it was Joe Satriani, but yeah, it was. Opened the door, letting out the smell, and waited for customers. I was really starting to feel rotten. I worked the first 2 hours just farting up a storm. Unsurprisingly, I didn't have many customers that day. They could probably smell me down the hall. I don't know what I ate, but I know what my sausage farts smelled like, and this was worse. I wasn't feeling too mobile anymore, so I pulled up the chair. Suddenly, I really had to shit. I was still farting, too. 2 o'clock rolled around. I made it halfway through the day. The rest should be no problem. Halfway there. Point of no return. Ha! Whatever. Piece of cake. Only a few people came in. The cleaning could wait. I just tell the truth. I wasn't feeling that well. Besides, I could really just catch up the next day anyway. I farted again. It felt good. I felt a tremendous amount of relief. Then, the horror struck. The feeling that something wasn't right. The smell. I looked down to see a tiny trickle of liquid shit rolling down my leg. There was someone in the store. Holy shit, I couldn't leave. Oh fuck, oh fuckity fuck, fuck. Although I was in complete denial of it at the time, there was no way that guy didn't smell me. There was no fucking way. It was unavoidable. It was a wall of stench just hanging there, stale in the air. It was incredible. Still, the man had etiquette. As he paid for his cassette, he politely asked me, "Are you feeling okay? You're turning green." I told him I'd thrown up earlier. He wished me well and left. Completely and totally freaking out, I waddled over to the door and locked the store. We didn't have a washroom. I had no choice. I had to make it to the Walmart washroom and fast. I prayed to God that it would be empty. I improvised a back in 5 minutes sign. Tried to waddle anonymously down the hall. I hung a right, down another hall. Why the hell were the washrooms so far away? I entered. It was empty. I entered a stall, bracing myself for whatever lay ahead. I took a deep breath and prepared to look down below. It was bad. A deep puddle of rich brown liquid shit lay in my undies. Luckily, it had acted as a bowl to catch most of it. A few streams went down my legs, but none reached my socks. Small victory. I'll take that. I had no choice. There was only one thing to do. I removed my shorts and then carefully removed the underwear while maintaining the bowl shape. Then I flushed them down the toilet. I prayed that it would not plug. It did not. Grasping a generous amount of toilet paper, I cleaned myself up the best I could. The washroom still empty. I wet some paper towels as well. My shorts had been stained through. I cleaned them up as best I could, but they were definitely tainted. Luckily, my baggy shirt, when untucked, more or less covered the stain. I sat there on the store chair the next 2 hours, not moving my ass once. I phoned up Tom, who was in Waterloo. "I just threw up, man," I lied. "What should I do? Should I go home? I have 2 more hours to go." Tom urged me to go home, but some perverse sense of duty prevented it. I'd hang in there. That day, our store earned a record low amount, $99 in sales for the day. That record stood the whole time I worked there. Even the worst snow days we've ever had, my record stood. I closed up shop. Spraying our vinyl chair with a healthy dose of Lysol, I wiped it down. It stank. I cleaned it up again until the smell was gone. The last of the evidence was wiped clean. I waddled home, the shit now drying in the crack of my ass. As I walked, the friction turned to heat, the heat turned to burning, and the burning turned to agony. I walked through the park. Listen to the music. I walked through the park, now occupied by many people watching a baseball game. I strode between the crowd and the diamond, the only pathway. I walked like I had a pickle up my ass. I got home, tossed out the shorts, ran a shower, and cleaned myself thoroughly with generous amounts of soap. After my shower, I just ran a cold bath and soaked. When you have a day like that, you can handle anything, I guarantee it. I am not ashamed of my incontinence. Rather, there is a lesson here. Shitting your pants is definitely a good reason to close the store early. Amen. Oh my God. Okay, so let's see what the comments. Travonis, I received Doom Eternal Collector's Edition, so I have Doom Guy's helmet. Hey, cool, man. You should do a live stream with that thing on. Ryan C. Mitchell is watching. Yeah, the music is perfect for this, says Jon Snow. The greatest story ever told. Says Chris Starr. Harrison Kopp is watching. Rob Daniels, more or less. John Huseman is watching. All right, everyone. I want a nice, quiet stream today. No, that's already over, Harrison. No controversy or anything. I'm looking at you, Mr. HMO. I haven't seen Scott this evening. I don't know if he's around. Oh my God. I'm out of breath. Oh, so how's everybody doing tonight? How is everybody doing tonight? You know, I have another story that I can read, but I think we also need to do the first round of Guess That Nespresso. Oh, Jennifer? I'm already up here. Oh, she's already getting it ready. This show's off to a great start. Alrighty then. This next story is called The Epic of the Garlic Sausage Apocalypse. Chris Sarr, my face hurts from laughing. I'm having the same problem. Do you see how red my face is right now? Chris Sarr's other favorite story is called The Epic of the Garlic Sausage Apocalypse. And we'll be reading from that story as soon as we're done with the next after the next installment of Guess That Nespresso. Who's all watching anyway? Who's watching? You know, I can't see who's watching, and that's kind of a bummer. I wish I could. Then I could interact with you. I could say, hey, what you doing? How are you, Mr. So-and-so? I could, but, where's Mr. Deke? Is Deke here? Deke, are you here? Let's see if we can invite any more people. I've basically invited everybody. Don't have very many people I can invite. I'll invite you and you. Hey, there's Derek Stephen Williamson. What are you saying, Super Deeks? I think he's watching a previous he might be behind. I think he's commenting on things in the past. I think he might be catching up. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure what's going on here. I'm getting comments from Deke on my computer, but not on my phone. Which is strange, you know? Computer, phone. Computer, phone. So, we're going to have the first round of Guess That Nespresso. And then we will be reading The Epic of the Garlic Sausage Apocalypse, which is one of... Yeah, where is my mom? You're right, Chris. Chris Sarr, where's my... Yeah. This will be fun. Hang on a second, sweetie. I'm doing something right now. I'll be there in a minute. Hello?
Hello?
You're live right now.
What?
I've got you live on the internet right now.
I don't think I want to be live on the internet.
No, but I'm wondering where... People are asking where Mom is. They're asking for Mom.
Oh, because she might be watching TV. Why, do you want to speak to her?
Well, I'm live right now and she's not watching and people are asking where she is.
Oh, okay. Hold on. I'll see if I can get her. Bonnie? Michael's on the phone. Something about live on TV or something. You're live right now. You got her? I've got you live on the internet right now.
Oh, I think she is watching. I think she's watching.
People are asking where Mom is.
I'm here.
Oh, okay, so you're watching now?
Yes.
Okay, I'm hanging up. Talk to you later. Bye. Hey, Mom. There we go. Thanks, Chris. Now, if you'll excuse me a second, we have to get the Nespresso. The Nespresso working. Okay, we got some Nespresso brewing. And we have my mom watching. Hello, Mom, you have to say hello. If you don't say hello, then people don't know you're there. Derek Stephen Williamson says, your dad just stole the show. Brian Gervan says, you'd better behave since Mom is watching. I'm glad she missed the first part. So we're just waiting for a cup of Nespresso to brew, and we will be playing the first round of Guess That Nespresso. Then we will be reading from Record Store Tales. We'll be reading chapter 385, The Epic of the Garlic Sausage Apocalypse, which is a very special story for me. Very special story for me. Brian Gervin, we can recap. Well, we could, but then we'd have to recap. I don't think anybody wants that. Ah, shit. Okay, so, like, let's, why, I don't know. Let's just get some people in participating here. Let's get some people. Mom, if you don't comment, then my friends don't know you're here. Hello, Ellen Peddle. How are you? Where is Scott this evening? Does the Panama hat just mean this hat here? No, it's just a prop. It's just a prop. It'll be, it'll come out at some point this evening. The sweat will start to bead down my face as I drink my coffee. There's Scott. I think that's Scott Peddle. Scott Peddle, is that you in the house? Brian Gervin says I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble. What is the Queensryche album behind me? I'm glad you asked, John T. Snow. No, I have not said. And that... Okay, we'll get back to that.
Leafs go.
Go Leafs go, she says, because it is in a... Okay, I guess
you
it's...
bought it for me.
Yeah, okay.
Happy birthday for me.
Hey!
So if you don't like it...
Okay, so we are about to play, and John, we will get back to the Queensryche album. We'll show that off a bit later. We will play the first round of Guess That Nespresso, and I have no idea what this is. It's good.
Oh, you like stevia.
It's stevia. I can actually taste that there's stevia in here.
I didn't use a lot.
Yeah, because it has a weird kind of not sugar taste, but... Yeah, I can taste the stevia, so that's what I'm drinking. I'm drinking Nespresso with frothed milk.
No, I didn't froth the milk.
You didn't froth the milk?
No, it's
wow, I'm wrong. Completely wrong. Wow.
I'm too lazy to froth the milk.
Okay, so...
I love you dearly, but I'm way too lazy.
We got some comments here, including one from Chris Saar saying, great mug. He loves your mug.
Oh, thank you. Mike bought it.
Is Scott Peddle related to a Josh Peddle? I highly doubt it. You know, that's like saying, hey, do you know that guy, Joe, from Canada? And Ellen Peddle is saying she's doing good, and Jen and I are always doing awesome.
Well, Jen is awesome. You are awesome. Our husbands...
Scott's awesome. Now, for John T. Snow. For John T. Snow.
Alright, back to what I was watching.
This is Condition Human, the deluxe edition. Oh, yeah, hang on. Sebastian Xavier Meunier. Sebastian Xavier Meunier. He's, yes, live right now. Come on. Okay, Sebastian Xavier Meunier will be joining us shortly. This is Queensryche Condition Human. The deluxe edition that came with the bonus 7-inch. And what kind of disappointed me about this is that the 2 tracks that were exclusive to the bonus 7-inch were released on the deluxe edition of the following album, The Verdict. So I have this for anymore. So yeah, pointing that I have no reason to ever play this because the Verdict album has the bonus tracks and they're on CD and blah, 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 blah. But there it is. Yep. How many cups of coffee have you had, Turbo? This is my second. Only my second. Chris Starr says, uh-oh, what happened? And then Rob Daniel says, uh-oh. I'm not sure what that is in reference to. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, lost the feeds. Something's happened. They're not sure. Okay, we're back now. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. So now, I shall read for you. I'm going to see if I can invite Sebastian Xavier Munier, but this never seems to work. Yeah, he doesn't even come up when I'm trying. Maybe he has something where you can't invite him. It's probably. Maybe I'll tag him. I'll try tagging him. Maybe that will work. Tag. No, that's not it. Oh, there he is. He's here. Sebastian Xavier Munier is here. All right. I wish I could see this pause face. For me, nothing paused. So, we are going to read from you now, The Epic of the Garlic Sausage Apocalypse. I published this story 5 years ago. Actually, I published this story April 12th, 2015. So that makes this story 5 years old. And then, anyway, this story is 10 years old because in the story it says I've been sitting on this story for 5 years. And I published it 5 years ago. So, some folks don't like their mother-in-law. I do. I'm very lucky to have a great, generous, and fun mother-in-law. She's also very proper and old-fashioned, Mrs. LeBrain's mom. So sometimes she will be easily shocked. For example, she refuses to say the word fart, considering it as vulgar as another F word. Instead, she prefers the word poop. Poop, pup, pup. A word she used frequently during the night of the garlic sausage apocalypse. She'd come to spend the long weekend visiting us in our little apartment. Might be small, but it's usually big enough for the three of us. Not on the weekend of the garlic sausage apocalypse. Jen and her mom went to the Kitchener Farmers Market that morning and picked up some goodies. The apple fritters there are excellent, especially when still warm. So they picked up 2 boxes of those. Fresh veggies, fresh meat, all natural, unpasteurized local apple cider, and 4 huge links of smoked garlic sausage. Up to 2 pounds of meat, garlic, and spices. It was, as they say, the proverbial successful trip. Much of the time, they are sold out of that garlic sausage. I immediately tucked into a full link and called it lunch. Yeah, pup, pup, pup. I ate close to half a box of apple fritters and called that dessert. By the end of the day, I'd almost finished 2 links of delicious smoked kielbasa by myself. Jen and her mom were watching some TV, but I was feeling a bit gassy to say the least. Given the contents of my stomach fermenting and being transformed by bacteria into a lovely melange of methane, you could smell me every time I had to let one go. The farts were frequent and supercharged. Whatever pills we had in the house were not helping. And like I said earlier, it's a small apartment. The explosions were occurring approximately every 5 minutes. To me, all I could smell was the fondly remembered scent of garlic, pork, and methane. All Jen and her mom could smell was a rotting, death-like fume of evil. And they were all coming from my ass. Jen threatened to get on a bus and buy a cork. Of the two of them, Jen was definitely the most offended. "This is the last time we are bringing you garlic sausage, I swear to God." There was nothing I could do to stop it. Leaving the room to evacuate my colon of gas didn't help. The mere act of getting up and moving was enough to squeeze one out. Faced with a lack of options and starting to feel a little queasy myself, I called it an early night and went to bed. The next part of this story has been assembled from testimony by Jen and her mother. Mrs. LeBrain and her mom watched television peacefully after I retired for the evening. I was well asleep, but Hello?
Thanks for signing up for Cat Facts. You will now receive a daily phone call with a fun fact about cats. To cancel this subscription, say cancel.
Cancel. Oh, I guess we don't get any cat facts. I was hoping to get a cat fact. Michael Morwood, ladies and gentlemen. Where were we? I was asleep quickly, but the body continues to digest your food and expel gas even after you fall asleep. Whether your spouses believe you or not, people do fart in their sleep, and my ass quickly turned the bedroom into a chemistry lab gone awry. A short while later in the living room, Mrs. LeBrain's mom smelled something. Sniffing the air for a clue, she was repelled by the odor. "Jennifer, did you just poop?" "No, Mom," replied Jen, but picking up the scent as well. "I thought it was you, but I didn't want to say anything." "Then what is that God-forsaken smell?" queried her mom. Jen knew, but she did not want to face the truth. "Oh, God, it's Mike!" "Isn't the bedroom door closed?" asked her mom. "Yes! Oh, God, I have to sleep in there!" Jen and her mom discussed the situation, but agreed that there was only one couch large enough to comfortably sleep on. Her mom is very wise and knew how to deal with the situation. "Just put some perfume on your arm," she advised. "When you go to bed, just sleep with your arm near your nose, and that will help." Good advice, but it was not enough to protect her from the stench. When it was time for Jen to go to bed, she took a deep breath, held it, and entered the den of death. Are we still live? Can you guys... Do we have...
Cat facts.
Yeah,
We're
I think we're still live. Yeah, okay. No issues, right? We're still good. I guess the old perfume on the arm trick worked in the long run because she did fall asleep. Meanwhile, I was oblivious to all of this, happily dreaming of guitars and lightsabers. When I woke up on Sunday morning, I had no idea that anything was amiss. It only took me 1 second to realize something was very wrong. The bedroom was filled with a heavy, pungent cloud. It had penetrated every cubic inch of the room. It was inescapable. It was also immediately identifiable as the scent of garlic, sausage, and my intestines. And it was still being produced, as I discovered when I tooted some more upon leaving the bed. I went about my morning business and settled into the computer room to check my email. I was only appalled further when I ascertained that the entire house smelled of garlic sausage sphincters. It wasn't as intense as the bedroom, but it was detectable in the air. It may have been winter, but I cracked the window in the computer room and began the fumigation process. What of Jen and her mom? They did survive, although neither of them really know how they did it. The inner strength of those two women must have carried them through the night. In the morning, they implemented a 2-year ban on buying garlic sausage. I can't say that I disagreed with their ruling in light of the horrible evidence surrounding us. The end. Dravonis says, "I'm so glad I never smelled that bad in my life," okay? I'm going to ask your mom if that's true. Kevin Semister, still good. Robert Daniels still alive, and Chris Sarr with an LOL. Thank you, guys. Appreciate that. I can read more stories as the night goes on if you wish. Really, this is up to you. You guys decide what we're doing. You guys decide what we're doing this evening. If you want to... Hello?
Thanks for signing up for Cat Facts.
It's Cat Facts!
A daily phone call with a fun fact about cats. To cancel this subscription, say cancel. Cats bury their feces to cover their trails from predators. That's your daily fact. Thanks for using Cat Facts.
Cancel!
I'm sorry, I didn't understand that. To stop your subscription to Cat Facts, say stop.
Stop. Michael Morwood, ladies and gentlemen. Michael Morwood. Brian Gervin, has the ban been lifted? Yes, the ban was lifted. I've had garlic sausage recently. Well, not that recently, but within the last year. And I'm just smarter about it. I don't indulge. Bonnie Ladano, please read stories that are not about bodily functions. Well, that rules out the next story that I was going to read. I don't know. What do you want me to read then? What can I read that isn't about bodily functions that anybody wants to hear? I'm very limited in scope. I'm not the greatest writer. Robert Daniels, where did Omega Supreme come from? That's an excellent question. That came from Madhouse Toys in Toronto. Good guy there. I believe his name is Eric Yoon. And that is by a company called Fans Toys. And that is their version of Omega Supreme. They call him Terminus Gigantus or something like that. Terminus Giganticus. And I don't want to tell you how much he cost because my mom's watching. And Scott Peddle says, that's where I got the idea to cover my trail from predators. Burying your own feces. It makes sense. Think about it. We are in the post-toilet paper society now. And we have to be wise. We have to be smart about what we're doing with our feces. Burying it to cover your trail from predators makes perfect sense. Right? Predators. Motherfucker. Dravonis. I wish I could send photos to the stream to show you my favorite little nerd thing. Was so happy I got it as Bev's husband would have found it incredible. I don't know what you would have thought of it. Well, I don't want to see anything that's gross. Robert Daniels, is Unicron next? Oh boy, am I ever glad you asked that question. Yeah, Unicron is next. A company named, I can't remember the name of the company that's doing it. They've got their own Unicron coming, but it came at the exact same time as Hasbro's official Unicron, which was a crowdfunder. And they really struggled to find, to hit their goals. They had to like extend it and add more incentives. So Hasbro were none too happy about this other company making a Unicron. And they shut it down with threatened lawsuits. The other company is still proceeding with their Unicron, but they're not showing it in any recognizable Unicron form. They're showing it like mistransformed between the two modes, and you have to kind of insinuate what it's going to look like when you get it out of the box and play with it. They have to do that. That's a sneaky, sneaky, sneaky way around Hasbro. But Unicron is coming, more than likely in 2021, I believe. 1, official by Hasbro via crowdfunder. 2, a third party one that looks honestly quite a lot better. My mother says that we can talk about toys, music, cottage tales, or record store tales. That's true, but the people want more of the farts and the poop kind of story. The wife doesn't, but the fans do. Scott Peddle, in lieu of toilet paper, use socks. Or a t-shirt. A t-shirt works. Brian Gervin, let's make a human-sized kitty litter. Why not? Why not? I ask you. If you have a backyard, why not? Robert Daniels says, crap! Same as Hasbro. Brian Gervad with a giant pooper scooper, pupper scooper. Sounds good to me, man. I'm down. I'm quite open about how much I enjoy peeing outside when I'm at the cottage. My mom said cottage tales. That's what my mom said, cottage tales. Sometimes I'll wake up early in the morning when nobody's around just so I can pee in the middle of the road. I am not lying. I did not make that up. I will get up at 5 in the morning, go outside, and pee in the middle of the road. But that's nothing compared to Uncle Meat. He'll pee anywhere. He just if he sees a place that's never been peed on, he'll be the first to pee on it. Dravonis. I could tell a tale about the time I fell so hard in airsoft, they almost called the paramedics. Oh my God, no, oh my God. And you want me to go in airsoft with you? I say, fuck that. I like my nuts where they are. I'm not going to play airsoft with you, man. Robert Daniels says, yeah, but apparently Hasbro fudged the numbers to get their Unicon produced. Would not surprise me one bit. They were already... How much did that prototype cost them to design and make? They weren't going to lose that investment. I'm sure you're right. I'm sure you're right about that. They had a lot of eggs in that Unicron basket. I'm just going to go to the Unicron wiki. I'll tell you exactly the site I'm going to in a second. It's tfwiki.net. And they have their Unicron toy section. And the upcoming Unicron is coming out in 2021. They needed, it looks like, 8,000 backers. They put a deadline of August 31st, which was a month and a half. And then they extended that deadline by another month and a bit to October 6th. They eventually hit 11,272 orders. It eventually went up to 12,000 plus. This sucker cost $575 US. US. That's fucking nuts. Dravonis Helsing, I ate shit going up the stairs. Why would you eat shit? I don't get it. I don't get it. Scott Peddle, you sure a basket? Again, I don't get it. I don't get what you're saying, Scott Peddle. Scott Peddle, I don't get what you're saying. I'm almost done my coffee. Ah, yes. So, shall we go to another one of my favorite stories? This is a story that was told to me verbally by a third party, and I proceeded to write "You're a basket," says Scott Peddle. Got it. Got it. You're a basket. Robert Daniels, 575 US. Yikes. Yeah, dude. So imagine with your... I don't think that included... It might have included shipping. I guess it depended on where you were ordering it from. Getting it into Canada, you'd be paying a lot of shipping, I'm sure. And then you've got customs on top of that. I bet you'd be getting close to 1,000 bones by the time you got it up here to Canada. I'm going to read you a story tonight. This is the third story of the evening. I'm going to read you a story called The Man's Hot Piss Warmed My Freezing Cold Hands. As I finish this coffee. Oh yeah. One down. One down. All right. This is a story that was given to me by a third party, and I proceeded to tell the story in my own special way. Kevin Semister says that 575 translates to 816 Canadian. So when you put in that shipping and handling, and you put in that the customs, you're at $1,000 easily. Robert Daniels, yes, I am a fan of retro blasting. I enjoy their channel very, very, very much. Brian Gervin, that title sums it all up. Yes, it does. Chris Sar, yikes. This is one I can't listen to, lol. I've heard too much shit like this from my mom's dad, let alone my actual father. Dude, no, it's not what you think, man. It is not what you think. Just listen, please. Please listen to the story. It's a good story. What, you don't want to hear the story? Okay, I'm gonna hold off for a minute. Let's get some feedback here. Do you guys want to hear the next story, which is called "The Man's Hot Piss Warmed My Freezing Cold Hands"? Or do you want me to read something else? I'll read something else if you want me to. I don't know what, but I'll read something else. It's up to you. You have to comment below, or I'm not going to know what you want. I'm going to look at this Unicron while we wait. It's pretty sweet. It comes with a, looks like a couple different facial applications. You can make him look a couple different ways. And it looks like his head detaches just like it did in the TV series. Chris Sar wants to hear the warm piss story. Dravonis, Dad heard this while stood next to me, and now he's demanding to hear it. No, man, it's a different story. I'm telling you, it's a different story. It's not what you think. Kevin Semister says, give me the hot piss. Okay, that's what it is. It's the hot piss. You know what? Before we get there, I'm going to just go put the cup in the kitchen. Robert Daniels says, whatever, man. He's easy going. I'm going to put the cup in the kitchen. We'll be back, and I will bring you this amazing story. This amazing story. Here we go. Chris Sar. Oh, good idea. I need to hang the sign up next time. Next time I go away, I need to do that. You're right, Chris. So apparently there's some issues with people seeing every comment. I'm going to continue to read every comment so that even if you don't see it, you'll hear it. I know sometimes I think it's because some people are commenting on different streams. Like I invited some people on the LeBrain page and some people on another page, and okay. Dravonis just invited one of my best gaming buddies of life over to behold this story. Okay. Record Store Tales, Chapter 355. The man's hot piss warmed my freezing cold hands. Once upon a time in a record store not far away, there was a manager named Joe. Some people call him Big Nose. Some people just call him Joe. Two things about Joe you must understand. Number one, Joe doesn't give a crap about what anybody thinks. And two, Joe doesn't really know boundaries. Joe is the one who told me he had a crush on my mom. Joe is the one who introduced me to the open door piss. I like Joe, don't get me wrong. He was pretty much the only one at the record store that I could confide in towards the end. He is trustworthy, 100%, a solid individual. He was the best support I ever could have had at the store, but I'd be lying to you if I didn't tell you that Joe is different from just about everybody you know. The tale goes like this. Joe and Uncle Meat were driving from Waterloo to Windsor. to go and visit Tom Morwood, who was attending teachers' college there. It was December, and a cold one it was. By this time, Tom sold his own branch of the record store so he could continue. I think we're having a connection issue here. I'm going to just reread the previous paragraph. Joe and Uncle Meat were driving from Waterloo to Windsor to go and visit Tom Morwood, who was attending teachers' college there. It was December, and a cold one it was. By this time, Tom sold his own branch of the record store so he could continue his education and become a teacher. Joe and Meat were traveling in Joe's old beat-up piece of shit. It was the quintessential old man car. It was huge, ancient, and nothing worked. I'm amazed it made it to Windsor and back, honestly. One of the features that no longer functioned was the heat, which is a pretty darned important thing in the Canadian December. Sometime during the 3-hour tour, Joe had to piss. Pulling off Highway 401 to pee isn't Joe's style. Instead, he reinvented the piss jug, but with a large Tim Hortons coffee cup. After relieving himself in said cup, he passed it to Meat. Meat, all this time, was freezing his ass off in the passenger side. His hands and fingers, in particular, were cold as icicles. Although being passed a cup of piss in most situations isn't an ideal position to be in this case, it wasn't so bad. The cup felt like a hot double-double in my hands, says Meat. Still warm. Still warm with Joe's Still warm with Joe's body heat, the piss cup helped Meat regain some of the sensation in his digits. What's the greatest gift you can give? The warmth from inside of you. The man's hot piss warmed my freezing cold hands, according to Uncle Meat. After warming his fingers, Meat rolled down the window. He carefully prepared the cup for ejection. He managed to throw it while only getting a surprisingly minimal amount of piss on his arm. Neither Uncle Meat nor I condone littering, but sometimes life hands you a warm cup of piss and you have no choice in the matter. Yeah, that was a favorite of mine. Robert Daniels, oh God, yeah. Maybe I'm not seeing every comment either, I'm not sure. Throw it while only getting... I'm just... Yeah, I don't think I'm seeing every comment either. I'm not sure. Tyler Weber, you just missed it, man. You just missed the story, man. Well, that was fun. It's the way of the road, says Kevin Semister, and he's 100% right. It is the way of the road. Oh, that was fun. Okay, so what do you guys want next? I am your performing monkey this evening on this Friday night indoors. What do you guys want? Requests. Let's see some requests. If we don't have any requests, then I am going to... Brian Gervin, note to self, beware of warm Timmy's cup from friends. Yes, sir. That is a good piece of advice for anybody. Tyler Weber caught the climax of the story. Well, Tyler, I will tell you, I could... You know what? Maybe I'm going to include some Record Store Tale readings in my next Sausage Fest recordings. Because this is kind of fun, and I think I could do really good recordings. Like the earlier story about the shitting with the backing music that I used of my sisters, which I forgot to use the other times. That turned out really well. I think I should do that. I think I should record some of these stories for my Sausage Fest tapes. Dravonis Helsing, tell my friend how you became 7. Abso-fucking-lutely, my friend. I'm going to read that story next. 7. Record Store Tales, chapter 598. 7. Yeah, put on some music to go with this. When dating, there are many rites of passage on the road to a long-term relationship. For either sex, one of the usual hurdles is meeting the best friend. If the best friend doesn't like you, your whole relationship could be doomed. It happened to me, and it could happen to you. I met Mrs. LeBrain on September 18th, 2005. We made contact like most people these days, first online and then in person. Meeting people online in 2005 wasn't as mundane as it is today. Jen had never met somebody from online before. We've told the tale of meeting before, from both perspectives. Mine was Record Store Tales, chapter 111, The Girl in the Sam Roberts Shirt. Her version was Record Store Tales number 434, The Man in the Bob Marley Shirt. Needless to say, music is important to both of us. There was one thing Jen failed to do, and that was inform her best friend Lara that she was meeting someone over the internet. She knew Lara wouldn't approve. Once we started dating regularly, she had to come clean. As predicted, Lara wasn't impressed that she would go and meet some random internet dude without telling her. She was in trouble, and so was I, just for existing secretly. Jen arranged a coffee meetup. We picked up Lara and her friend Dave and headed over to the nearest Tim Hortons. I was pleasantly surprised by Lara. Jen had made her out to sound evil and dangerous. She seemed anything but. Funny, smart, and clearly someone who cared deeply for her best friend. We got along immediately. At one point in the evening, Lara asked me, on a scale of 1 to 10, how pissed off would you be? I didn't understand. Pardon? On a scale of 1 to 10, how pissed off would you be? She answered. Well, I'm a pretty easygoing guy, so I'd say about a 3. Hypothetically, of course. Secretly inside, Jen was worried what this meant. She said nothing, nor did Dave. We continued to drink our coffee and chat. Lara liked science fiction, so we had that in common. In Canada, sitting around a Tim Hortons all night drinking coffee, or tea in Lara's case, is a pretty common pastime. My wife can really drink coffee like a champion. If there was a Stanley Cup of coffee, she would win it every season. We made tentative plans for a future meetup when suddenly, rip! Lara reached over, grabbed my soul patch hair, the part right below my bottom lip, and yanked hard. I looked wide-eyed to see my own facial hair in her fingers. She asked again, on a scale of 1 to 10, how pissed off would you be? My answer was immediate. 7! Definitely 7! And that is why, to this day, all of Lara's kids and their friends call me Uncle 7. My nickname became 7, irreversibly and permanently. It's been over 10 years and I'm still Uncle 7. The time that I took Lara's little test as a joke meant that our friendship was solidly guaranteed. I passed. We've been tight ever since. There you go. So there's the story. Dravonis, tell my friend that you became 7. Yes, okay, I just did that. And hang on a second. There we go. Michael Morwood, did I tell you I talked to Royston Langdon over email? No. Tell me how that went. Give me more details.
Here's some more caffeine for you.
Awesome. Thank you.
I tried to make a heart in the foam.
Story time with Bumface. Eric Litwiller's here. Dravonis says he's pissing himself laughing. Has he met your mom is the question. That's what I want to know. Eric Litwiller, why are you wearing a Star Trek dress?
Because that's the
Scott
only
Peddle, that's
laundry I
assault.
cleaned.
Scott Peddle says that's assault. Okay, so this is the next installment of Guess That in Espresso. This is the second round. I failed miserably the first round. This time there's definitely frothed milk in the Nespresso this time, 100% guaranteed. It's good. I'm going to say there's no sugar.
Oh, you finally got one right.
I got one right! The first one!
You can't like coffee if you put sugar in it. That's just wrong.
Dravonis says he hasn't met... Oh, he hasn't. He's American. I'm sorry to hear that. Can't help where you're born, though. Hi, Dorothea. Yeah, that's my sister's album. That's actually my sister's album that we were listening to. I had it on display in a prior live stream, but I don't have it on display now. 14 people watching, and I have no idea who most of you are because most of you are keeping quiet. Why are you keeping quiet, people? Why don't you speak up and join the conversation? It makes it so much easier on me if you just speak up and enjoy the conversation, and then I don't have to. Eric Litwiller, bum-face roasted nuts flavor. Dorothea, I wish you were here at 8 o'clock when I did an earlier story, when I read a story that the music fit perfectly. I'm not going to relive what the story was about. You're a very nice lady, and I don't want to offend you. But the music fit the story perfectly, was all I was going to say. And Harrison Kopp, are you sure you want me to speak up? Of course I do. And don't you think your sister's music would be great movie music? Absolutely. I have said it many times that her album would sound great as a soundtrack. I am sure that I will use it as a soundtrack on some of my videos myself this summer. Is summer going to be a thing this year? I don't know. I guess we'll see. And nice mug. Thank you, Dorothea. Darth Vader. Brian, I will speak up if you stop the Mrs. Doubtfire impression. I know it's pretty terrible, isn't it? I'll stop the Mrs. Doubtfire impression. It was pretty terrible. All right. So, what else do we have going on? We have some show and tell. So I have some stuff to show. Hello! Hello! Okay, so earlier this evening, is he pooping? Says James Galen. No, he wasn't pooping. He was getting some stuff ready for show and tell. This needs some elevator music. I don't know about that. Maybe. I thought it might be fun to get some cassettes out and play some cassettes, because I'm set up to do that. All I have to do to play a cassette is plug in the tape deck. Was it poop for show and tell? Says James Galen. Dude, you missed the poop. That was in the first hour. All the poop was in the first hour, man. I'm not even joking about that. Okay. We have the tape deck plugged in. There we go. We're powered on. Robert Daniels. Uh-oh, shoebox. The shoebox. The shoebox of life. You think I'll get a... Rob, will I get a copyright strike for singing shoebox? The shoebox of life. Okay. So, I'm going to kill my sister's album real quick. Sorry. And I'm going to play a cassette from the box. We are going to grab this might end horribly. We might not get very far with this. I am going to grab one here. Mike and Bob tape 5. Gonna see what happens. This might not go very far. Mike and Bob tape 5, side 1.
Okay, we're by the earth, right?
We're about 200 feet from the ground.
This is a sketch apparently called Star Trek.
On the ground. Okay.
200 feet, I
200
said.
feet, okay.
Make it 100, eh?
Okay.
100 feet, all right.
100 feet.
Okay, we'll face our guns downwards.
Yeah, we'll blow up the earth.
No! Stupid. There's trees on there. All right.
We've got enough
And we'll
trees
shoot,
the way it is,
we got our laser cannons, eh? We'll shoot it towards the ground.
Apparently the Star
Slow it
Trek
down,
guys are Canadian,
and
eh?
Bring the ship down very softly. And all of a sudden we land! All right? Okay, go get the guns.
Where are they?
Oh, you're supposed to know where the guns are.
Let's ask Scotty. Scotty knows everything, because Scotty likes it. Hey, Scotty!
Yeah, man. Yeah, I like everything, man.
Where are the guns?
Eric, no, I can't
Yeah,
play.
I like
I can't
it,
play
man.
tunes.
Have you been
If I play tunes,
Broccoli?
Facebook's gonna shut her down.
Man.
Oh.
Whoa.
I can't
Okay.
play.
Caffeine free
I,
sugar.
I can't play. I can't play anything that is copyrighted. I can only play your music. I opened with your music. I opened with a Maxi Axe tune. I opened up with Next Plane to Vegas.
Coco! Let's find Coco. Where's Coco?
Hang on.
Last time I...
Yeah, that was Bob Shipper there, Rob. I'm gonna flip the tape and we're gonna hear a little bit of side 2 there.
See, I'm not talking about my mother's mouth. I'm talking about the real Grand Canyon.
How were you when you came down?
Well, just a second. So they packed me in a suitcase, approximately 30 feet by 20 feet.
The hell of a
Of
suitcase.
course, it was condensed a little more. He shipped me on a plane, one of those big ones. Big
Yeah,
planes.
I'm 100% sure, Eric. They will delete the live stream if I play copyrighted music. 100%. They did it with
My name is
It's okay.
a couple of my previous live streams.
flying along.
They did not do it with last Friday's live stream because I played no music last Friday.
Killed the pot.
And this Friday I'm not playing any copyrighted music at all.
Ooh.
Daryl Law! Hey, sexy beast, how are you? How are you? I was just playing tapes. Old tapes. That a buddy of mine and I made. I know that there's ones here from like 1986. Mike and Bob Volume 4. Mike and Bob Volume 4. Look at this tape. You can see that the label is just a piece of paper that I glued to it. Which means that this is one of possibly 3 tapes that I had as a kid that I erased to record on. This is either A, Michael Jackson's Thriller, B, The Culture Club, the one that had Karma Chameleon on it, can't remember the name of the album, or C, Born in the USA by Bruce Springsteen. I'm not sure which it is. Somebody could look up whether Canadian tapes of those bands were made in white plastic. But I erased this to put on whatever I put on, which we'll hear in a minute. Pots and pans, apparently. I don't know what this is. Unlistenable garbage. Fast forward a little bit. Or this tape might be a little fucked. This is going to be a long stream, says Uncle Meat. Well, then come up with something, some ideas, okay? Okay? You missed earlier. You fucking missed it. You fucking asshole. You missed a live reading of The Man's Hot Piss Warmed My Freezing Cold Hands. You missed it. That was you who missed it, not me. You. Yeah, I guess the Mike and Bob tapes are a little bit of a acquired taste. Yeah. So we won't be doing any more of that. However, oh, Eric Litwiller, I already did, and you missed my message. I don't know. Like, I can't see all the messages, you fucking prick. I can't see. Eric Litwiller's a fucking critic tonight. I don't need spoken word, Mike Ladano. Why are you reading jokes? Okay, well, come up with a better idea. I told you I'm not playing any copyrighted music tonight, and I didn't last week either. I played no copyrighted music. I can play music. I can play this. This is a good song. Uncle Meat says to Michael Morwood, Uncle and I did our top 200 artists list. Wow. It was a tough one. Our lists were pretty different overall, really. We did a good bunch of similars. We did have the same top 3 in the same order. Wow, that's impressive. Can either you or Maxiax Jr. guess that top 3 that you and Uncle Tom would have in common? I don't know. Top 3 that Tom and you would have in common. Sabbath? Purple? Caius? Caius, Sabbath, Purple. That's my guess. Caius, Sabbath, Purple. No, Rob, I don't have the Rick and Morty soundtrack. I would like to get that. Frank Toms! Frank Toms is here. Frank Toms is here. Eric Litwiller says no Maxiax. Well, I can't play much else, man. I can't play much else. My mom's having technical issues. Is Maxiax Jr. a haircut? A hatchet? Asks James Kalin. Eric Eric Litwiller, bands or artists. Dorothea Daniels, me likey. Eric Litwiller, none of the above, not even close. Ah, shit. Gordon Lightfoot, Steve Earle, Johnny Cash. Gordon Lightfoot, Steve Earle, Johnny Cash. So apparently, Meat doesn't want me to play any Max the Axe. I'm not going to play anything that's copyrighted. So that leaves me with very, very little. There's a few things from some indie bands that I could try. Yeah, okay. We'll do something off this album, I guess. Eric says, I had Kiss at 15. Yeah, I figured they wouldn't be in your top 3. And I figured Tom wouldn't have Kiss in his top 3. You have a guess, Michael Morwood, says Eric. So right now we're trying to guess Eric's top 3 bands, which apparently Iron Tom Sharp has in the exact same order. Same 3 bands in the order. It's goddamn David motherfucking Holmes, really? See, I can't see who's watching. That's the problem, is I can't see who's watching. I would love to see who's watching, but I can't. Nice to see you, David Holmes. Ah, hey, Homer. That's what I used to call him Homer at the record store. Dave Holmes was one of the good ones. He wasn't one of the shit faces. And there were a couple of those. Right, Eric? Right, Eric? There were a couple shit faces there at the record store? Yes, there were. Without naming names, one of them was Eric Litwiller's arch nemesis. And that's a good story. Eric and his arch nemesis were closing one night, and they agreed, as they were closing, that each of them could pick a song to listen to. Do you know what song Eric picked? He picked Thick as a Brick by Jethro Tull, which is about 41 minutes long or so. Rush, Yes, Maiden. Fuck, I didn't... Rush, Yes, Maiden. Well, that's a pretty good top 3. I don't know if I can... Yeah, Rush, Yes, Maiden. I think in mine, I would put Maiden higher than Rush, but that would be mine. David Holmes turned me on to what is a top 10 album of all time for him. White Pepper by Ween. Impressive. That's all on David Holmes. That's heady. Fish Heads, Robert Daniels. That was by Barnes and Barnes, was it not? Fish Heads, Barnes and Barnes. Was that what they were called? Oh yeah, I fucking love my Nespresso machine. Michael Moore says, yes, White Pepper. Guess I gotta get into Ween, eh? You know what? We're gonna go to the Wikipedia page for Ween. White Pepper. White Pepper is the 7th studio album by the American rock band Ween, and their last album released on Elektra Records in the year 2000. The year 2000. Interesting. I've never really been a Ween guy. I guess I should listen to some Ween. There we go. Eric Litwiller says David Holmes kicks ass. Eric Litwiller says, indeed it was. That needs a Todd in the Shadows treatment. Yeah. What did Todd in the Shadows cover yesterday? You think he just put up a new video about Yellow, the band Yellow? Michael Morwood says, I need to start with their album The Mollusk, which was 2 albums before White Pepper from 1997. It says here that most songs incorporate elements from psychedelia or sea shanties. That's interesting. Okay, sounds good. I like a sea shanty as much as the next guy. Eric Litwiller says he's heard mollusk, it's good, but there's something about white pepper that does it for him. David Holmes says, Eric Litwiller, you know it, brother. So, Mr. Litwiller, what we want to know, what everyone here wants to know this evening, is what is the truth about Joe Perry and how he likes to... Joe Perry has a no toilet paper solution to those common everyday household problems that everybody has. And I've heard 2 stories about how Joe Perry disposes of his poop, and I would like Eric Litwiller's confirmation of either of those 2 theories. Hey, David Holmes, what is your opinion on mollusk? Says Eric Litwiller. Because David Holmes used to work at the record store, too. He's a good man. I remember when he was just a new kid. Were you the guy that had that friend named Ollie? Can't remember whose friend Ollie was. Ollie. There was a guy named Ollie. Alright, so we have nobody making any suggestions whatsoever. We really don't have much audience participation going on here. Nobody wants to say anything. Everybody's just being a voyeur. Joe Perry just scoots across the grass. No, sir, he does not. Joe Perry does something far more disgusting. And I know he's not the only one, because I've seen memes about it. I don't think I can comment about Joe Perry in this kind of forum. It's absolutely everything he takes a hard stance about. All I gotta say about Joe Perry is no comment. Eric Litwiller briefly lived with Ollie. So there was a guy named Ollie. What are your top 3 Ween records, says Eric Litwiller. Harrison Kopp, is the shower shit making a comeback? I've heard that it is. With this toilet paper shortage, I've heard that it is. James Kalin heard about a dude who used to poop in his hand in the shower and then drop it into the toilet. Yep. I've seen those memes myself. I have seen those memes myself. Alright, so I'm going to take a break. And I will be right back. Whoa! As soon as I trip over the fucking cord. Kevin Smister, I thought this stream would be about music, but it's about poop and toilet paper. Pleasant surprise. Ah, fuck. Off to poop, take a break, equals pooping. Eric Litwiller is the lead vocalist of Maxiax. He is not Maxiax himself, but he is the lead vocalist of Maxiax, who, by the way, are currently working on their next album, a follow-up to Status Electric. Oh, no, I'm very sorry to hear that Dorothea had a rough day at the hospital, and as our friend Jason Drury would say, she is knackered. Well, you go have a rest, and it's been nice, always nice having you, Dorothea. You take care. Okay, so, since very few people seem to have much in the way of suggestions, I guess I will choose the next thing. The next thing. This is an album. This is an album we were listening to earlier. Masked by Catherine Ladano. I think this is her second solo album. This is her first vinyl. There's too much reflection. It's hard to see. But this is her her latest, and it's excellent. You were listening to it earlier tonight in the stream. CD has 2 bonus tracks if that's something you're interested in. Okay, so we have Kevin Smister saying Maxiax rocks. Yeah, I believe Kevin was one of the select few to get a promo Maxiax CD in the mail. And Rob Daniels says, I think I delivered a copy of Jeff Wayne's War of the Worlds to Uncle Meat. Yeah, I think he probably did. I know he's heard it before because I played it for him in the car last summer, and I know he's heard it. He told me it wasn't really his cup of tea. What can I say? Chris R., how come she doesn't come watch? Who? Who are you talking about? Chris R., who was your most shady customer at the record store? Meaning bringing in CDs. That... Oh, Rob, I can get you a copy of Masked as soon as this is all over. I have spare CDs. In fact, I think I probably meant to bring one to you last time I was at the station, so I'll bring you one when it's all over. Shadiest customer I ever had at the record store was a meth dealer named Aristoteles, and that's all I'm going to say. Aristoteles was a fucking... his girlfriend would come in with bruises and shit. You know, it was a bad scene. Bad scene! No, that was a different guy. That was a different Greek guy. There were 2 Greek guys. There was Aristoteles and Herculano. Herculano was the guy whose girlfriend had bruises all over her face. Herculano. You don't forget these names. There was Aristoteles and there was Herculano. I'm going to say both of them. Top 2. Is it controversial to prefer Mr. Litwiller's vocals on Fairies Wear Boots? No, that's a huge compliment. Aristoteles sounds like the name of a cat from Cats. Yeah, he didn't refer to himself as Aristoteles. He refers to himself as Ari. But, I mean, I got to see his driver's license. His fucking name was Aristoteles. I know what his fucking name was. Aristoteles. And Herculano also sounds like a cat from Cats. Yeah, you're right. It does. I wish I could say I was making these names up, but... no, I'm not making those names up. Those are the real names. Is there a record store tale here that you can tell that you can't tell on the blog? Yeah, there is. There is. And that's a good one. Should I tell it, though? Is the next question. Answer me that, Kevin. Just because I can tell it doesn't mean I should tell it. Weirdest request for an album over the phone. 2 fucking kids prank phone called me. and said, "Hey, do you have the new Blink-182?" And I said, "Yeah, we sure do." They said, "What is it called?" And I said, "Take Off Your Pants and Jacket." And they go, what is it called again? And I said, "It's called Take Off Your Pants and Jacket." And they said, "Okay, thanks." "Fucking spill the beans, man," says Dravonis. "Tell the story," says Dravonis. I could, but I asked Kevin Semister what he thought. So I'm waiting to hear back from Kevin Semister too. Kevin Semister gets some say in this, you know. He's the one who made the request. Eric Litwiller and David Holmes are still talking about Ween. The mollusk is third behind chocolate, cheese, and white pepper. Good to know, because I'm curious about what Ween albums to buy. Okay, so, see, this is a story, it can be taken wrong, and I don't want it to be taken wrong, but I didn't want to tell it in Record Store Tales. It's one customer that we had at the record store that I've never talked about. And I've never talked about him because it's not very politically correct. His nickname? He was a fucking pain in the ass, this guy. He was a fucking pain in the ass. His name was Dan. And his nickname was Wheelie. And he was such a pain in the ass. He would try to sell the same 5 CDs every single week. They were always scratched. They were always total shit. I could never give him anything for the CDs. And one time, Dan, aka Wheelie, rolled his wheelchair right into one of the wooden racks and took a huge chunk out of the wood. And another time, he just parked himself in front of the cash register after I turned down the CDs that he was buying or selling because I couldn't take the fucking shit CDs that he had for sale. Scratched Gowan CDs that I already had in stock, and he would just park himself there and wouldn't move. One of our guys that worked at the store, he was this Croatian guy named Donnie, and Donnie referred to him as Rolly instead of Wheelie. He referred to him as Rolly. And anyway, like I said, this is 1996, I guess, so it's 24 years ago. And not exactly politically correct that this guy's name was Wheelie. But that had more to do... with the fact that he was a pain in the ass. He would have had a nice nickname if he was a nice person, but he was a pain in the fucking ass! Oh, jeez. Okay, so let's see what else we have comments on. Kevin Semister likes this story already. Sorry, man. Like, I feel bad. I feel bad. I mean, I didn't like the fact that his name was Wheelie then. I didn't name him. Somebody else did. And then Donnie called him Rolly, which is worse. Rolly is worse than Wheelie. Did Wheelie talk in rhyme? Asks Harrison Kopp, which is a great reference to Transformers the movie. Robert Daniels, friend find, look behind. Yes, that's Wheelie from Transformers the movie. Frank Toms, Gowan would be hard enough to resell in the best of condition. Whatever it was, like, I know it was basically, it was scratched to fuck. There was nothing I could have done with that CD. Nothing I could have done with that CD. And he kept bringing it back over and over and over and over again. I think we've lost Uncle Meat. I think Uncle Meat is not interested in this live stream this week. I'm sorry, Uncle Meat. Can't please them all. And he's not giving me much in the way of conversation. I don't know. He doesn't want to hear any Max the Axe music. Kevin, I know Sarah buys Gowan CDs, but these were ones that... There was like one that was constantly in stock that we couldn't get rid of. I'm trying to remember which one it was. Maybe it helped to look at the discography, but it was one that we always had. Let's look at the discography. It was probably The Good Catches Up. Yeah, The Good Catches Up. It was just a bargain bin perennial. We couldn't get rid of it. We couldn't sell it. Bayverse Wheelie is greater than G1 Wheelie, says Harrison Cobb. Arguably, I mean, G1 Wheelie's pretty lame. But the Bayverse Wheelie was worse. I liked the idea of Bayverse Wheelie turning into a little RC car. I thought that was a great idea. I just hated the character. I thought it was bad character. Robert Daniels, the last CD I sold, couldn't tell you. Haven't sold a CD in many, many, many years. I might actually have a record of it here, selling my CDs, because I wrote an article called Selling My CDs. It was written in 2014. That's probably the last time I sold a CD. And I was selling a remastered Twisted Sister... sorry, not remastered. I was selling an original Twisted Sister Stay Hungry. And the fucking guy at Sunrise Records didn't know what the fuck he was doing. And he didn't know what an original Twisted Sister Stay Hungry CD even was. All he could see that it wasn't the same as the remastered version. And he asked me, is there something wrong with this album? It doesn't say remastered. And I'm like, duh, it's an original, you fucking idiot. Sarah needs that one. Well, shit, I'm sorry. I wish I'd taken Wheelie's copy of it and kept it, I guess. I'm sorry. I actually need that one too, to be honest with you. But I wasn't collecting Gowan at that time. Dravonis Helsing. Gods, it seems anyone who works customer service has some evil-ish stories about shitty customers. Reminds me of the one racist lady we had come into our Tims all the time. Dude, we had two racist twins. We called them the Creepy Twins, and they were racist. Once, they were anti-Semitic. Once one of our store managers realized they were anti-Semitic, she started doing things to antagonize them. She would play Jewish music on purpose when they walked into the store. And she would kick them out of the store for being racist. Rarest CD in my collection. That's a tough one, but I'm gonna guess it's my copy of Marillion Rochester, which I mentioned a couple live streams ago. It's a CD that was only released by donation to their American Tour Fund in 1998. Marillion didn't have enough of a backing in 1998 to come to America, so fans were asked to donate to a tour fund, which they did. The band traveled to America and toured that year and released a live album specifically for those people. And I managed to get a copy on eBay, and it cost me $300. Okay. Harrison Kopp, are you going to sell your Vinnie Vincent? No, a buddy of mine offered me like $15 for it many years ago, but then I did one better, and I found him a copy of Vinnie Vincent at a convenience store, or like a thrift store, or some secondhand store in Kincardine, Ontario. I sold him that Vinnie Vincent for $10. Tell us about some nice customers. Well, my Aunt Linda is one of my favorite customers that I ever had at the store. Anytime she came to visit her nephew Mike in Kitchener, she would buy something from my store, which was a nice gesture. God knows I needed the sales on a lot of days. My Aunt Linda also prank called me one Christmas Eve at the store, and she got me. She got me. She pretended she was a pissed off customer, and she got me. But she told me I handled myself really well, so I appreciated that. What else? Got any more questions, you guys? Got any more questions or comments? I know we lost Uncle Meat. Uncle Meat's gone. He didn't want to hear the Mike Ladano narrates his life I was just referencing that slightly unimpressed tale you wrote about people bugging you about selling your rare stuff. I'm having a brain fart, and I'm not sure which tale that is off the top of my head. But I don't like it when people ask me to sell my rare stuff, because I'm not gonna sell my rare stuff. You know, that's not why I don't buy these things to make money off of them. I'm not gonna make a penny on any of this shit. You think I'm gonna make any money by selling this? No, I'm not gonna make any money by selling this. I will lose money by selling that. Oh, Eric Litwiller is here, bumface. Well, I'm glad you stuck around. Thrift stores are the best for rare music. Rob Daniels, 100% correct. But it is hard work. You gotta check out those thrift stores. You gotta basically flip every single CD in the entire store, because it's not like they're organized. You gotta flip through every disc in the fucking store. Sorry, Mom. You gotta flip through every disc in the store to find the one good one out of 1,000 discs. But that's how you find them. Kevin Mister, when are you going to trash the CDs and convert fully to vinyl? We already have Deke. Never! Never! CDs forever! CDs forever! Dravonis, have you talked to Mom recently? We're getting along great. Why are you asking? I haven't talked to her this week. Jen has. Last time I talked to her, I think she was under a lot of stress at work, but you know, who isn't these days? Are you? Send me a private message if you're concerned about something, and I'll get to the bottom of it. No problem. Eric Litwiller, you ignored your mother's request. Not a good move. You're right. Well, I did tell a story about a nice customer. I told the story about my Aunt Linda. This is one of my greatest customers. Best place to find music that's not a music store, asks Rob Daniels. It's a tough one. There's a lot of bookstores, and especially when you go to Toronto, that carry used CDs, and every once in a while you'll find something quirky there. Personally, though, the thrift store finds are often the best. That one in Kincardine, I found a couple rarities there, including a Helix single for Good to the Last Drop. Dravonis, I haven't spoken to her in a little while because she's been stressed and sick lately. Yeah, I did know that. I know Jen talked to her a couple days ago, and Jen and I do keep an eye on your mom, so you don't need to worry about that. I'm sure she'd love to hear from you. I know she's dealing with a lot, and who isn't? I think she is still essential at the office, and she has to go in every day, and I know that that's no fun for anybody right now. And Chris Sarr, yeah, garage sales for sure, but I don't know. I haven't had luck for CDs at garage sales so much. More toys and books and games. One of the best garage sale finds I ever had was a board game at a church garage sale. It was the Jurassic Park 3, the board game, and it was sealed, so you know it's perfect. And there was a $1 price tag on it. And Jen and I, there was no way I was going to walk out of there paying $1 for it. I gave them $5 because they had a serious treasure there. That was one of my favorite garage sale finds. Another one was a board game called Chopper Strike. Look it up. It's fun. And there's a third one here, and it just slipped my mind, but it's also a game. Anyway, those are some great garage sale finds. Kevin's... Oh, shit. Sorry. The feed cut out when I answered your question, but I think I said never. Yes, never. I will never. CDs forever, Kevin. CDs forever. Rob Daniels found some great stuff at a pawn shop in Midland some years ago. I've only been to Midland once, maybe twice when I was, if you count when I was a really little kid and don't really remember. Harrison Kopp says JP2 is greater than JP1. What's JP? Oh, Jurassic Park. I don't know. I mean, I don't mind Jurassic Park 2, but it's been way too long since I've seen them. Jurassic Park 2 was the one that had Vince Vaughn in it, and I remember liking it, but I also remember liking Jurassic Park 3, so what does that say about me? Hey, Jason Cowie, how you doing? Are you back in town, or are you still up at Stouffville? Chris Sarr says, your dad threw out Chopper Strike. He's 100% right. My dad threw out Chopper Strike. But my mom replaced it on eBay. It was a great game. I look forward to playing it at the cottage this summer if there's ever a summer. CDs, nuts. Yeah, well, nuts. This is nuts right here. Eric Litwiller. Okay, I get the wanting to irritate, but that is just dumb, Harrison. Harrison's comment that Jurassic Park 2 is greater than Jurassic Park 1. Hey, man, Jurassic Park 2 is better than Jurassic Park 3 or any of the Jurassic World. Those Jurassic World are not good. The source material, yeah, Jurassic Park 2, the book, is good. I agree. I enjoy the Michael Crichton books. Your Transformers suck, buddy, says Jason. No, dude, that's fans' toys. That's, whatchamacallit? That's Terminus Giganticus. You're back in K-Town. Good, glad to hear it. Glad to hear you're home safe. No, that's my Fan Toys Omega. That's not the Hasbro, man. That's the fans' toys. Mr. Litwiller, Ian Malcolm is greater than Alan Grant. Ian Malcolm is what's his face? Goldblum. So, yeah, easily Ian Malcolm is greater than Alan Grant. That's not controversial. Dravonis keeps messaging me. Getting into my screen here. Okay, so we have some controversial opinions by Harrison about Jurassic Park, but they're I don't know. Like I was never a huge Jurassic Park guy. I liked Jurassic Park just fine. Hasbro Transformers suck. You're 100% right. 100% right. But third-party stuff. Oops. Third-party stuff like this guy. They freaking rule. This thing's awesome. This is a third-party G1 bombshell. Love these figures. This is a special edition that has a clear plastic and chrome. Oops. And then we got a couple other guys too here. We got Spock. And he and Kirk like to, what? Oh, no, don't do it, don't, no, go get a room, guys, go get a room, no. Jason likes my shirt, well, thank you, man. And yeah, those bugs are great figures. Rob Daniels hated Jurassic Park 1? Are you serious? I saw it on a date with a girl that it didn't really work out, so I don't really have the greatest memories of Jurassic Park 1, but I don't know. I don't think Jurassic Park 1 is that bad. I certainly wouldn't hate it. There were a few things I didn't like about it that didn't make a lot of sense. Like, for example, if they're cloning dinosaurs, then why did they also have ancient prehistoric plant life as well? Did they, like, find seeds frozen in the dung of dead dinosaurs? I don't know. They never explained why they had prehistoric plants. I don't know. There were some plot holes in Jurassic Park that we can just brush over because it's Jurassic Park. Mego, wormhole, rabbit hole, or wormhole. I'm not playing copyrighted music here at Litwiller. This is not anything copyrighted. This is Kick It Out by Antics. There's nothing copyrighted by Antics. Eric thinks that I'm purposely not playing musical requests, but the fact is that it's because Facebook will delete the audio if I do that. So we're not doing that. This is some old independent song from 30 years ago that is not copyrighted. So Kevin Smister, I am not a fan of the Jurassic Park movie either. Enjoyed the book. Well, the book is a whole different ballpark. The book is fantastic. Michael Crichton was quite a good writer. I enjoyed his stuff quite a bit. I liked The Great Train Robbery, The Andromeda Strain, even Sphere. Sphere was better than the movie. Or Shut You Down, says Rob Daniels, yeah. They did it last summer, Eric. They did it at Sausage Fest. I was live streaming around the fire. They shut it down. Don't know what to tell you, man. Thinks I'm making this up. Thinks I'm making this shit up. Hey, Jen. Jennifer. I want to get the next round of Guess That Nespresso going. We'll be back in a second. All right, folks. We are at the 2-hour mark, and I am going to take. We are going to. We're going to shut this down. Jen's arguing with me. Jen's not feeling too well, and I think I really should go and take care of her. She's protesting. She's saying no. It's breaking my heart here. She really doesn't want me to stop this, but I had a good run here. We did 2 hours. 2 hours is not bad. But duty calls. I got to go take care of my wife. She's not feeling well. She really doesn't want me to say goodbye, but I have to. It's other things are more important. And we had 2 hours. 2 really good hours. So thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting. Before I go, I will ask for comments on one thing. I'd like to do different times every weekend. I was thinking about doing one like midday on Saturday. Let me know in the comments if there's any days of the week that you want to see a live stream, because I want to get different people, different audiences. So let me know. Last week we started at 9 and went to midnight. This week we started at 8 and went to 10-ish. So let me know in the comments what you want to do. I could do Saturdays. I don't really want to do Sundays, but let me know in the comments. And yeah, I'm gonna go take care of my Jen. She really doesn't want me to, but I need to. You guys all take care, and we'll see you at the next live stream, whenever that's going to be. So take care. Thanks a lot, and enjoy.